So that's going on. Thank you for that reminder. Welcome everybody to Auntie Jean's special, the African Culture Market special. We have with our none other, allegedly Dave, and he's going to be doing urine therapy. And I know some people have been looking forward to that and wanted to hear, or just even curious or interested. So welcome. Also welcome to those people who's listening on Black Culture Radio, which is you're listening to the Auntie Jean Zone on blackcultureradio.com, which is all the W's, blackcultureradio.com. So welcome also to those listening and watching on the Facebook. So as I usually start off, we give thanks to the Most High, give thanks to the Most High, give thanks to the Divine One, the creator of all things, creatures great and small, the animals, the trees, the shrubs, the earth we stand upon, the air that we breathe, the sunshine that gives us life, and also the water that gives us life. I give thanks. I also give thanks to our Ori, which is our head, that gives us the intuition to know what is right from wrong. And I also like to call upon the good ancestors from way back in the day that got taken away from the shores of our home and dotted all the way around the world. The atrocities and everything that they've witnessed. I give thanks for their strength, their tenacity to carry on and to survive. I give thanks for their, as I said, their strength. Because if it wasn't for their survival and their willingness to survive, because a lot of lives was lost then, was taken, and a lot of lives people took their own lives because they didn't want to carry on or go through the atrocities what they already witnessed and didn't want to see or suffer anymore. So for the good ancestors, because not all of our ancestors are good, we were betrayed by our own. So it's the good ancestors I'm calling on to give them thanks for their tenacity and for their willingness to survive, because if it wasn't for their survival, a lot of us wouldn't be here today. So for those good ancestors, I say thank you and ashe. I also say thank you to our leaders, our heroes, our sheroes, and our warriors, those ancestors that kicked down those doors, that opened those pathways, that let us rise up and know that we don't have to be subservient. We don't have to take everything that is given to us. We can stand up, we can say no, we can fight back. So for all those ancestors, my favorite is the Right Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. And I know there is many others that probably you could name, but there's too numerous for me to name them all. So for all those ancestors, those heroes, those leaders, those sheroes, and those warriors that kicked down those doors, that opened the pathways for us. I say thank you to all those names we know, all the names we don't know, all the names we will never know, and the names that we may have forgotten. I say thank you and ashe. I also say thank you to my lineage. I say thank you to your lineage. I say thank you to the good ancestors that's there with us from the time that we're born right through to the time that we pass on to the ancestors. I give thanks for them for being with us through thick and thin, no matter what. Even though sometimes we believe or we think we're alone, rest assured we're not alone. They are there with us, and they're there also for us to call on them to say thank you, as well as guiding us or asking for help. But when we do ask them for anything, let also ask that their answers be as clear as water, and let our minds be open to receive those answers, because they're going to come in many forms and many ways, messages and signs. Like you might see a white feather from nowhere, or you know, and you wonder where that's come from. You open a book and the line in the book, the first line in the book and you read resonates with you. Or you turn the television on and the first line that somebody says resonates with you. A stranger might say, come up to you and say something. I mean, let our minds be open, because all of these different signs that come to you is a message from your ancestors letting you know that they actually heard you. So let our minds be open. So for our good ancestors that's there with us from the time we're born right through to the time we pass over, I say thank you and ashe. And I also take this opportunity to say thank you to my grandmother, Stefan Bailey, whom I've never known, and but was there with me through thick and thin always. I have been told this and I know this. So Stefan Bailey, I say thank you and ashe. And I also like to say thank you to my grandfather, Mr. Stair, Hubert Stair, for if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even know my family. So for Hubert Stair, who we called Mr. Stair, I say thank you and ashe. And I also like to say thank you to my mother, Iona Pinnock, and my stepfather, Ivan Pinnock, who, if they weren't the people who they were, I wouldn't be the person who I am. So Iona and Ivan Pinnock, I say thank you and ashe. And this is the time I open up the floor. If anybody would like to open your mics, and if there's anybody that you'd like to say thank you to, or acknowledge, or anyway, it doesn't have to be a relative, it could be a friend, or it could be one of your leaders, heroes and sheroes or warriors. Okay. And with that, I'd like to say welcome to our very own allegedly Dave, and who's going to give us some urine therapy. So let us know what we're missing out on. So allegedly Dave, if you let people know who you are for those who don't know, and the screen is now yours, and welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Jean. Yeah, I'm Dave, known as allegedly Dave. Essentially I help people for free. That's basically been my job for the last 7 or 8 years. And one of the things I help them with is their health. Now, I think I'm down to give a body-centric health talk in a couple of weeks or something, and this talk is focused basically on urine therapy. Now, urine therapy forms part of my body-centric health talk, so when we come round to that talk, you're going to hear a lot of what you'll hear tonight. So I'm just giving you a bit of fair warning. So I'm going to share the screen. Bear with me a second. Now, somebody let me know. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah, somebody let me know if you're seeing the...
We're seeing a jar.
Yeah, seeing the jar.
Seeing a jar.
Yeah, thanking it.
Yeah, I wonder what that could be.
Yeah, that it really looks a bit dark, you know.
No, it looks like
have a bit more distilled water, alkaline water in it.
Like apple juice.
Well, as it happens, funnily enough, I did a 30-day urine fast, and at the time I was actually still working in London in an office. So my trick for kind of passing by unnoticed was having an empty bottle of apple juice on my desk at all times, and I'd just refill it every day, and I'd be drinking from it, and nobody'd even give it a second look. Wow. I know. I just saw a face screw up there. But that's so yeah. So this talk is about urine therapy. So I basically started because about in 2010 I was literally nearly 200 pounds. 200 pounds? No, 20 stone, sorry. 20 stone. and I had a whole list of things wrong with me. I had chronic asthma, such that I couldn't walk, a few 100 yards or so without having to stop and rest. I had extremely high blood pressure up in the stroke territory. I had nerve damage in my foot. I had pain up the back of my leg from an Achilles tendon operation. I had a long list of things wrong with me. Now, every time I went to the doctors, he'd prescribe me something, and I'd just go down a notch. Yeah, it never made me better, always made me worse. So I actually started looking for alternative therapies, and I think I tried them all. And one day I was at a festival, and a woman was giving a talk about urine therapy. And so me and my friends, wise guys that we were, we thought, go on, tell us about drinking your piss, wee lady, So, we sat in her talk, and, a little way into it, we just sat there open mouthed. We were like, wow, this is incredible. And, at the end of it, we all decided we were going to give it a try. So we all tried it. There was 5 of us. We all tried it the very next day. And we've all, well, as far as I know, we're all still doing it, I think nearly 11 years down the line. So, no, it's 10 years down the line. So, and also all of us have had our lives transformed. For me, the first moment I tried it, I'm like everybody else. I mean, I didn't want to drink it, but I thought, I'm gonna give this a proper go. So, I thought, well, it's still warm. I can't have it warm. So I put it in the fridge, and I took it out of the fridge while it was nice and cold. And I thought, okay, I still can't drink it straight off. So I thought, well, grapefruit is the strongest flavor I could think of. So I mixed it with some grapefruit juice. and I drank it. I thought, oh, I can handle this. This isn't bad. Right. So I started, and within about 10 minutes, the first thing I started to feel was this amazing feeling of kind of well-being and energy. I just felt great, and then I had this is not particularly pleasant, but I had a massive bowel movement, and I realized that I'd been constipated, and I didn't even think about it, but literally I'd been constipated, and all of a sudden I had this massive bowel movement, I felt great for the rest of the day. I was like skipping along the road saying good morning to people,
A minute there. How much did you drink? Is it a glass full, half a glass, a shot?
Well, I filled up a glass, and so that's what I drank.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had this amazing feeling of well-being, and I saw effects straight away. So I literally just continued doing it. A year down the line, I'd heard of something called a urine fast. Literally just drinking it for 30 days, and that alone. So I thought, well, let me give that one a go then. So I embarked on it, and literally four days into the fast, literally all the things that were wrong with me just disappeared. So the nerve damage in my foot, I started realizing that I wasn't getting this painful pins and needles that would shoot up my leg. It just stopped. The pain up the back of my leg from the Achilles tendon operation stopped. My lungs came back. I had this urge to run one day, and I ran for half a mile at full tilt. And at the end of it, I realized I can still breathe. What's going on? So I carried on the fast for 30 days. And at the end of the 30 days, I went in 7 belt notches in 30 days. and I wasn't even trying to lose the weight. It just dropped off of me. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey. And what you're seeing there on screen is a piece that the son did on me after I did the urine therapy, the urine fast, where I actually lost all that weight. And it was quite amazing because you might see on slimming magazines, you'll see on the cover of the slimming magazine a picture of a thin woman, smiling, and the picture of herself like what she looked like before she started her diet. The one thing you'd miss is the fact that if she pulled up her top, you'd see all this loose skin that wouldn't go away. I didn't get that, and I'll explain why that is a little while later. So yes, it's been an amazing journey that I've been on. I've had so many amazing effects from it, and the people that went in the talk with me, they also saw some amazing effects. I'll just quickly tell you about my friend Andy, who went in with us. He was suffering from depression, anxiety, anger issues. So he started the urine therapy, and within the first week, he woke up one morning without a panic attack, something he's not done for a long time. He got used to waking up with a panic attack, but he woke up quite normally, and apparently he nearly had a panic attack because he didn't have a panic attack. So, he was over the moon after that. And after about a month, he went to his therapist that he'd been going to for his depression. And he'd been going to this therapist for 10 years. And he went to him and said, I don't need to come anymore. I'm fine. So that ended. And after about a year or so, his life completely changed. He'd given up his job. He'd moved to Spain. He suddenly found an interest in sewing. This big tough guy, he found an interest in sewing. And within a few months after that, his first fashion line started coming out. And now he lives in Ecuador. And he's immensely happy. And he puts it all down to urine therapy. I can tell you more on that, about the others, but I best get on. Actually, so yes. I know what I'm talking about from personal experience. I've been living it for the last 10 years, almost non-stop. So let's take a look at some of the myths associated with urine. So we're all told that it's a waste product. We're told it smells and it's dirty. And the one thing that we keep hearing over and over again is, if the body's getting rid of it, why put it back in? Yeah. Another thing that people say is, if it's so good, then why don't doctors prescribe it? Yeah. Or people often try and catch us out with things like that. And people often say, well, there's no way I could ever drink, my own urine, and there's no way that I can ever put it on my skin. So we're going to look at these issues one by one. So is urine a waste product? Well, no, it's not. Despite what everybody, including the medical establishment, who, by the way, knows nothing about the human body. Yeah, they don't know anything about it. Yeah, it's not the doctors themselves. It's literally their training. What they're trained in is completely and utterly wrong. They know all about that stuff, but it's got nothing to do with how the human body works. Anyway. So what happens is the blood goes to your liver, and your liver screens out anything that shouldn't be in the blood. So any toxins, pathogens, waste, anything that shouldn't be in the blood, right, is cleaned out of it by the liver. Yeah, and all that waste and toxins and pathogens, well, it goes into your poo via the bile duct. Right. So as the blood leaves the liver, yeah, the purified blood leaves the liver, that blood goes to the kidneys, and the kidneys are there to regulate the amount of substances in your blood, the good things in your blood. So most people know that if you drink too much water, well, you're gonna actually wee out lots more water. Yeah, your wee is going to be very watery. Yeah, most people also know that if you have too much vitamin C, right, you're going to wee out the vitamin C. Right, you're not weeing out all of the vitamin C. You're just getting rid of the excess that the body doesn't need at that time. Yeah, it's literally there. The kidneys are there to keep your blood in perfect balance. Yeah, so anything that's is excess to requirements, right, is going to go off and be stored in your bladder. Yeah, so it's the same with enzymes, vitamins, minerals, hormones. Everything that's good in your bloodstream, yeah, will be stored. The excess will be stored in your bladder. Well, that's a clue right there, because your body does not store waste. Yeah, your body wants to get rid of waste as quickly as it can, but in this case, it's storing the urine because your body needs that stuff. Yeah, your body, always needs water. Yeah, to function properly. So rather than stimulate you to want to get more water, well, in its bladder, it's holding some water. So it will reabsorb that water, it will reabsorb all those salts, vitamins, minerals, and whatever, rather than going through the energy intensive process of manufacturing most of that stuff. It will just reabsorb it from the bladder. And the only reason that you urinate in the first place is when that storage capacity is full. Your body is still trying to put all the excess from the blood in that storage capacity. So your body's got no other choice but to dump it overboard. It doesn't want to, but it's got no choice. Yeah. So the last point here is that the urine is essentially a snapshot of everything that your body is doing and just happens to need at that time in exactly the right proportions just for you. So as the title of one of the urine therapy books is called, is Your Own Perfect Medicine. So urine is in fact your lifeblood. It's not actually your blood. It's what's in your bloodstream, namely your blood plasma. So whenever you see in a hospital where they have something called plasma, right, that's actually urine. They won't tell you it's urine. They don't want to tell you it's urine, yeah, because then you start asking questions. But the medical term for urine is plasma ultrafiltrate. That is ultra filtered blood plasma. That's what it is. Yeah. So as it says there, amniotic fluid is also urine. Yeah. First the mothers, and then after the baby's formed enough, then it's the babies as well. So those people who say they can't drink urine or put it on their skin, well, you've already done it for 9 months. Yeah, before you were born, you were swimming in it and drinking it at the same time. Your lungs were formed by it. Yeah, as you'll see later, one of the components of urine is stem cells. So these are the cells that can become anything in the body, and they literally roam around looking for things to repair. So literally, your lungs formed your skin and your urine formed your skin and your lungs at the same time. So the next question of is it dirty and smelly? Well, turns out that urine is literally one of the most sterile substances on earth. Yeah, it comes out completely sterile, and sterile means there's nothing in it that's harmful whatsoever. Okay, no pathogens, no bacteria, no nothing. Yes, you could pick up bacteria on the way out, yeah, if you're not that clean, but it literally the stuff itself as it comes out is sterile. So that tells you that it's not going to harm you. It can never harm you. Yeah, urine is actually a natural detergent. If you've ever heard of a Chinese laundry, well, they used urine to clean clothes, because it is a natural detergent. It will break down dirt and and organic minerals and stuff. So it is a natural detergent. And the idea that most people have, that it's this smelly stuff. Well, you know what? Even if you're not going to test this or try it out, wee in a glass and smell it. You'll be kind of surprised that it doesn't smell like you think it does. We all assume that it has that pungent, pungent odor that comes along with, that toilet smell. But in fact, that odor is actually from ammonia, and that ammonia forms because it starts to do its job as an antibacterial and starts killing bacteria, and the byproduct of that is ammonia. So if the urine is allowed to sit on an inorganic surface and exposed to the air, it will start to form ammonia, and then you get that sort of acrid toilet smell. Yeah, but literally, if you weed in a glass and just smelled it, it wouldn't smell like that. It'd actually smell of you. So when you start urine therapy, after your body starts to get clean, right, you'll find that your urine gets cleaner, clearer, and sparkling. Like champagne. Yeah. And I've had it just once. I've only had this once and I don't know what I did, but I obviously did something right, because at one point my urine tasted of coconut water, actual, delicious coconut water, such that I couldn't wait for the next one. It's like, but as I said, I only had that for about a week, and I don't know exactly what happened, but it was there and then it was gone. But yes, when your body is clean and you are healthy, it's essentially showing you that your body isn't having to work so hard anymore. And so it's not having to produce all these chemicals and substances. And generally it will taste of, slightly saline water. That's it, So no, it's not dirty and smelly. So the question, why put it back into you? Well, it turns out that urine is jam-packed with all this amazing stuff, this incredible stuff. So it's got growth hormones in it. I told you it's got stem cells, which is why it's really, really powerful at healing cuts and burns and external things. Because, I'll just quickly say, if you were to, have cut yourself and you're bleeding such that you think you need stitches, put some urine on it. And you'll be shocked that literally the bleeding will stop immediately. All right. And then within a minute or so, you'll notice that the scar will actually have healed over, just thin sort of layer that means you can touch it now. I'll give you an example. I was at a hotel, and next to my bed was one of those little tables with like a sheet of glass on top, okay, as the top of the table. And the one that was next to my bed was kind of askew a bit. So because I was a little OCD, I used my thumb to kind of just shift it over to, so it was square. And as I did, it wasn't moving. So I was pushing it really hard. And I realized that that corner that I was pushing was actually broken. And I was literally slicing into my thumb. And the first time I noticed it was because like blood was squirting out onto the glass. I thought, oh, good, I shouldn't have done that. So I went to the toilet, I weed on it, and all of a sudden the blood stopped. Right, so I went on with my day. I was actually giving a talk, maybe 20 minutes later. I started giving a talk, and I got to the bit talking about using urine therapy on cuts. And I said, "Oh, yeah, earlier on I cut myself, and I was looking my fingers for the cut, and I couldn't find it." It was quite amazing. So yeah, it's very powerful because it's got these stem cells in it. One thing that's in it that's quite prescient today is it's got something called urokinase in it. Now, urokinase is actually the name of a pharmaceutical product which is the world's most effective blood clot dissolver. Yeah. Turns out it's made by a company called Enzymes of America. Now, Enzymes of America have a subsidiary company, and that company is called Portaloo. So their subsidiary company collects urine in massive amounts. They turn it into this pharmaceutical called urokinase, and then they sell it back to us at a massive markup. Yeah, so literally we're seeing people literally dying of blood clots now as a result of taking the experimental gene therapy. Now there's literally nothing we can do for them. If they take that thing, there's nothing anyone can do because the mRNA basically just instructs your body to create poison. And there's nothing you can do about it once you've taken it. But we're starting to see that their bodies are detoxing or trying to detox from this spike protein. So the vaccinated are actually going to be detoxing this spike protein so that we can come into contact with it. And we're finding that people who are in close proximity to a vaxxed person will start to have symptoms like blood clots. Now, the good news is that those people who have had secondary contact, you can actually detox from it because it is only a secondary contact. And the best thing to detox from it would be urine therapy because, as I said, it's amazing at dissolving blood clots. So if you have a rash, if you start having kind of symptoms of blood clot, I'd go straight onto urine therapy, and that will put you back on an even keel. So yes, there's lots of things, amazing things in urine. One of them, again, I forgot to mention, is it's full of endorphins as well, which is a natural painkiller. Which is why if you have aches and pains, the best thing to do is to either massage urine into the spot where you've got aches, pains, rashes, or anything like that, or use a urine pack, which is literally you just soak a clean rag with urine, place it over the spot, and wrap it in place with cling film, and that literally any pain will go away within about 10 minutes. So it's amazing as a painkiller. So that's the reason why to put this stuff back into you. So next question, why don't doctors prescribe it? Well, it's kind of obvious really, because if everyone knew that urine therapy will help them heal of pretty much everything, then there would not be any need for doctors. There would not be any need for pharmaceutical industry. Literally, the whole NHS and all these pharmaceutical companies would just shut up shop overnight because they wouldn't be needed. That's literally just that, and they don't prescribe it because the money's too good. Yeah, they're not going to let this thing go, because it is a cash cow. Keeping people sick is a cash cow. So the fact is, you know, for those people who say they can never put that dirty urine on their skin, well, if you're using a moisturizer, a face cream or hand creams or anything like that, you already are using urine, because, you know, take a look at the ingredients of that face cream or whatever. You'll find either urea or uric acid or something. You know, just to describe or just to hide the fact that there's usually, you know, horse urine in it, you know, or pig urine or cow urine.
Wow.
You know, obviously your own is better for you, and urine is literally the only moisturizer. Yeah, that's the thing that's actually doing the moisturizing. Though when you put it in a hand cream or a face cream, well, that face cream or the constituents, the other constituents of that face cream are bound to the urine. So the urine will just drag all that stuff into your skin. So while it is kind of moisturizing it also is harming it in the long run, because you're dragging in all these other chemicals and whatever. But as I said, all you need is your wee, you know, because you'll notice when you massage it into your skin, it will absorb completely into your skin. Right, your body recognizes it, draws it in, right, and literally you'll find that your skin is moisturized. In fact, I'll tell you, my sister. When I was trying to get her to start urine therapy, she was extremely resistant. She was like, you know, I ain't drinking my piss, you know, that kind of attitude. So I was talking to her one day and I said, so do you use moisturizers? She said, yeah, I do. I said, so when you have a shower, do you ever get that sort of ashiness, you know, that ashy skin after having a shower? He said, yeah, that's why I use the moisturizer. I said, well, look, instead of using those chemicals, just use your wee, you know, just massage that into your skin. So the next day, you know, she did it, and the next day she called me and she said, wow, it's pretty amazing, really. It actually works, you know. I did it once and my skin didn't get that kind of ashiness. I said, yeah, it's great. So she continued using it. And about a month later, she phoned me up and she said, I've had this skin condition for ages. That whenever I went out into the sun, you know, my skin would sort of flare up, and I'd get all these hives and everything. And all the hydrocortisone cream they gave me just made it worse. But since I've been using the wee on my skin, it's stopped happening. You know, it's healed it. It's amazing. In fact, she went to a doctor, and she was like, you know, this doctor who kept giving her stuff that made it worse. She went into the doctor and went, look at this, you bastard. So yeah, she continued using it. And one day they were watching, her and her daughter were watching, I think it's called Most Embarrassing Bodies or something. I don't watch TV, but apparently this is a show that people watch. And on it, there was a woman who had these really terrible varicose veins. And her daughter said, yeah, Mum, they look like your varicose veins. So they looked at the back of her legs, and her varicose veins had gone. So this is very, very powerful. Yeah. As I say there, that supermodels use urine to remain young looking. Because, as I said, it moisturizes the skin. It puts the elasticity back into the skin. And that is the reason why when I lost all that weight over the course of 30 days, I didn't have any loose skin, because part of urine therapy is massaging it into your skin. And I've been doing that. And as I lost all the weight, my skin retained its elasticity, and it shrunk with me. So no loose skin. So how do you do it? Right. So what you do is you drink the first midstream urination of the day. So first one in the morning, you let a little bit go first, and you collect the middle part, and you lose a little bit at the end. Yeah. So you would save, right? So basically, if you pass a full glass, right, you will drink everything but maybe a centimetre at the bottom, right? And you'd use that centimetre of urine at the bottom to massage your body with, okay? Because that's the other part of the therapy. Right? It's a two-part thing. You drink it and you massage your skin with it. So when you drink it, it literally stimulates your body to dump toxins. So it's literally pushing the toxins out of you. When you massage it into the skin, it's essentially pulling or stimulating your skin to dump toxins. So it's literally pulling the toxins out of your skin. So most people have heard of if you're stung by a jellyfish, yeah, you're supposed to wee on it, and it'll pull the jellyfish toxins out of your skin. That's right, but it'll also pull all toxins out of your skin, right? And more than that, anything that shouldn't be in your skin, it will stimulate your body to get rid of. So if you get a splinter let's say in your hand, and and it's so deep that you can't literally get to it, yeah. Again, put a urine pack over it and leave it. Right? If you leave it overnight, you're likely to wake up in the morning, take it off, and find a splinter in the rag and not in you. Yeah, because it will stimulate your body to dump it, to get rid of it. Okay. So as I said, it's very important. Massage it into the skin. Your skin is the largest toxic eliminator of your body. Yeah. So massaging the urine into it will aid your skin to dump those toxins. Okay. You can also use it on your eyes to wash your eyes and your nasal tract as well. So I get people to go out and get a bottle of eye wash, the one that comes with the little eye wash cup, right? Throw the eye wash away and keep the cup. Okay, so you literally fill that cup with wee, and bathe your eye with it. And what I do is I blink 50 times, and I maybe even do eye exercises, left, right, up, down, round and round, do both eyes. People have been known to improve their sight that way. Yeah, because a lot of bad eyesight is muscles that have lost their strength, yeah, and lost their way essentially. And again, the stem cells get to work and start fixing stuff. So yes, that's for the eyes. You can also snort urine. I'm not very good at that. I always panic when that happens, but there's people who are very good at it. But you can literally drink the urine through your nose, and it will literally it stops a cold in its tracks, essentially. You can also gargle with it. If you've got sore throat, gargle with it. Sore throat goes away. If you've got problems with your voice, you lose your voice, gargle with it. Yeah, your voice will return. So yes, it's very versatile. I usually get people to drink urine twice a day. So first one in the morning, and the second one sort of late afternoon, early evening. Not too late, because if you drink it too late at night, then the burst of energy it gives you, right, will keep you up all night. And that's also a tip. If you're tired and you have to sort of continue through the night doing whatever it is, right, well, drink a glass of wee and you'll be flying all night. So just a little tip there. Again, I get people to drink a lot of distilled water with this as well. Not only does it help with the taste, because as I say, the excess water will kind of water it down a bit naturally. Yes, and drinking distilled water is great anyway. Normally what I do is I get people to drink 4 liters of urine and distilled water. So between the two, right? You should drink, 4 liters of liquid. But that's for the longer talk anyway. Now, the other thing is to save any excess urine that you're not going to drink into a glass bottle, right, for later use. The best way to store it is I use like a wine bottle, and so I fill this wine bottle up and I stop it with a piece of cotton wool, just to let it continue to breathe. Now, if you store it like that, in a sort of cool place, doesn't have to be dark, it just somewhere sort of out of the way. If you store it properly, it doesn't stink. Right? You'd expect it to stink, right? But it doesn't stink. I've got some, and I think I might have a slide, so I don't know. Yeah, I might have a slide I put in, but I've got some urine that's 11 years old. It's dark brown. Sorry?
It's urine, yeah.
Yes. But it's 10 or 11 years old, and you think it would stink to high heaven, but it actually smells of sandalwood. It's amazing. It just smells of this like cedar sandalwood sort of smell. It's quite pleasant actually, and sometimes. Sorry.
That's corked with the cotton wool, is it? That's you use.
Yes.
That's still got okay. Do you change the cotton wool?
No, it doesn't need changing. If it starts to discolor, then you might want to change it, but you don't have to. Now, I made the mistake when I first started storing aged urine. Is I just filled up a plastic water bottle with it and put the lid on it, and that stuff stunk, because I was, not only does it, it couldn't breathe, it obviously the chemicals in the plastic would leach into it and stuff. So no, I'd store it in a glass bottle and stop it with cotton wool or tissue paper, something just to let it breathe. Some people put it in a jar and stretch some cloth over it and put an elastic band around it. It's the same sort of thing. Okay. In fact, if you ever meet an ardent urine therapist, you go into their bathroom, you'll find lots of jars everywhere. I've been to several people's houses and found exactly the same thing, their collection of wee. So it's very powerful, and yes, so you save aged urine, usually for topical uses anyway. So internal usages, and I'll put these pictures on the side there because there are some people who say that no, animals don't do it. Well, yes, they do actually. You'll find a dog, when a dog is sick, he might wee and then lick up the urine. But yeah, it does happen in the animal kingdom. So for internal usage, right? So there's drinking. Now, some people have started drinking aged urine. And I think I'm going to come back to that later, but I don't do that. I've never seen a use for drinking aged urine, because I think normal urine is enough. But there are a lot of people who've done it and said they've experienced amazing results. So you can also do what we call looping, which is essentially drinking everything that you produce. So now what happens there, as an unfortunate effect, is that urine is also a diuretic. So, the more you drink, the more you're going to go. So, but when you're very, very ill, looping is very, very powerful. But you'll find you're going like every 15 minutes or so. So, yeah, it's an experience anyway. I've already explained the process of snorting it, again, for all sorts of ear, nose and throat problems. Urine fasting, well, that's what I did for 30 days. Simply drink urine and distilled water and don't eat anything. Again, very powerful for actually healing or letting your body heal. Fasting on its own is powerful only in as much as it provides the body with lots of energy to do its work. Because, you know, when you eat, most of your body's energy goes digesting that food. Yeah. So when you stop eating and you fast, that energy is now liberated and your body is going to use it for repair and maintenance work. When you add urine to it, well, it just supercharges that repair work. Okay. Urine enemas are very powerful because, you know, a lot of problems are traced to the colon, and a urinary enema not only helps flush out the colon, but it, again, full of stem cells, it will repair any damage that's done there. So a lot of things can actually just disappear if you do a few urine enemas. Now, it's another thing that I've never done before, and so I can't really advise anybody about it. Urine injections. So you can literally inject urine into the body, into the site of the issue, and again see some amazing results. But again, I can't talk about it because I've never done it myself, so I'm not going to talk about it or advise it to anybody. Homeopathic urine. Well, again, I'm not really somebody who trusts homeopathy because I've never really seen it work for me. But this is something that a lot of people have said works very powerfully as well. You know, you take 1 drop of urine, you mix it with I think an ounce of water, distilled water, and you shake it, you know, 50 times or something. Take a drop of that and then mix it with another ounce of water and shake that as well, and so on. And then you take a drop of that and put it in some high proof vodka as a preservative, and now you've got this homeopathic snapshot of how your body, and it's apparently very powerful as a homeopathic remedy. But again, I'm not much of a practitioner of it, so I can't talk very much about it. For topical uses, well, I've already explained massaging, again, very powerfully. Eyes and ears and nose, I've already kind of covered. Urine foot baths. Well, the feet are a place that, you know, your feet absorb toxins and dump toxins at the same time. So, you know, I sometimes advise a urine foot bath for several different maladies, because as I said, you can literally draw out a lot of toxins through your feet. So yeah, a urine foot bath is often very powerful. I've already also explained about urine packs. So literally, again, soak a rag or a dressing in urine, place it over the site of the injury, and that injury can be, you know, rashes, splinters, cuts, burns, even animal bites. So you know, if you get bitten by a snake, that will, you know, that might kill you, right? If you literally put a urine pack over the bite and you put 10 drops of urine under your tongue, you won't die, because most people die of like allergic reaction to what they call the venom. Yeah, 10 drops under the tongue and a urine pack on the bite, and you won't die. We've had somebody actually test it, not of a snake bite or anything, but this guy was allergic to bee stings. So last time he got stung by a bee, he went into anaphylactic shock and was rushed to hospital, where he nearly died. So the next time he got stung by a bee, he had his EpiPen ready to stab himself in the heart, and he put the 10 drops under his tongue and waited, and nothing happened. So he kind of risked his life to test it. Yeah, so yeah, very powerful stuff. So I did put the I did put the slide in. This is my aged 10-year-old stuff. Yeah, I took that picture a couple of days ago. So that's what it looks like. But yes, it's it, as I said, it smells of sandalwood. So I've put it on now. I put it on like when I cut my hair, literally cut my hair, and it kind of gets it's not dandruff, I suppose. I suppose it is. Dandruff, gets very flaky up there once it's newly cut. I just slap some of that stuff on it, and massage it in, and it goes away. But sometimes I just kind of just lightly put it on and don't massage it in. So in that case, you might smell because it's not absorbed. But again, the smell is actually very pleasant, and people have said, "What's that aftershave you've got on?" You wouldn't believe me if I told you. So it's not. These things don't work the way you think it does. As I said, when you store it correctly, it doesn't stink. Literally, urine is a living liquid. So as long as you're alive, it's going to be alive. That's one of the weird things about the cells in your body. Yeah, they're connected to you. So you take a cell out of your body and wire it up to measure its responses. If you get shocked by something, that cell, whether no matter how far away from you it is, that cell is going to react, right, as if it had been shocked. Yeah. So the urine is a living liquid, and the stem cells in it, continue to multiply while it's sitting in that glass, in that bottle. So as I said, it's very, very powerful for external uses. So sometimes I go through a full on. I'm gonna have to drink something because I'm a right. Sometimes I go through a full on a routine. I don't do that so much nowadays, but my powerful morning routine would be. Again, collect the first urination midstream. Hold a sip under your tongue. You've got lymph nodes under your tongue, and what they do is literally they analyze what's in the urine, and then they know what to do. They literally, your urine is a snapshot of what's going on in your body. Normally it takes a while for your body to figure out what's going on, in any part of it. But if you put the urine under your tongue, you're essentially informing your body what's going on almost directly. So your body responds very, very quickly to it. So hold a sip under your tongue for a little while and spit it out. As I said, I use the eye wash cup. Now, sometimes I would also snort it. There's a thing called a neti pot, which is apparently almost designed for doing this. So it's like a long teapot, and you sort of stick it up your nose and snort it that way. But again, very powerful for ear, nose, and throat problems. The other thing you can do is a urine pull. So essentially, you take a mouthful of wee and you swish it around your mouth for about 10 to 20 minutes. Just literally just pull it through your teeth around your mouth, and not only does it heal anything that's going on in your mouth, you do it for about 15-20 minutes, because it takes 20 minutes for all your blood to literally circulate around your whole body. And the blood vessels in your mouth are the closest they come to the surface. So the idea is you're transferring, between what's in your mouth and in your bloodstream. When you do an oil pull, the oil literally pulls all the toxins out of your blood, into the oil. But we found that you're doing a urine pull, does much the same thing, and it just seems to be beneficial. It's, if you've got certain problems, you find just by doing a urine pool that they start to go away. I'm being a bit vague about things because there are lots and lots of so-called maladies. They're not really maladies. It's literally just one thing. It's just bad health. And bad health manifests in lots and lots of different ways. So yeah, I'm being vague because it doesn't matter what you've got. Yeah. You can do all the things I'm talking to you about, and some of them are targeted, some of them aren't, but all of them will actually help raise your body's level of health. So the other thing I do is I use urine to brush my teeth with. Yeah, you'll find again it's very just that smoothness you get when you brush your teeth with horrible fluoride stuff. You get the same thing, yeah, and with the added benefit that you're healing your gums at the same time. So yes, I also brush my teeth with it, and then I drink it. And leaving that centimetre at the bottom, I use that centimetre at the bottom to massage my body with it. That's a routine. So urine therapy helps with pretty much everything. In fact, I can replace all those maladies or ailments in blue with the word everything, because pretty much it will heal everything. Now, I think I've got a video next. Now, I know there's something I've got to do to make sure, optimize for video clip, I think it is, and share sound. Yeah, okay. So hopefully, I think the next one is a video. So this is, okay, this is a woman that I was trying to help, and she was very, very resistant to actually starting the therapy. Sorry. Yeah, so she was very, very resistant to start the therapy. So I finally got her to start, but she'd only drink 1 ounce a day. She said, "I'm going to drink 1 ounce of it for every day for 30 days." So this video was after day one, and she basically did this video at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Let's see if it will work. It will play.
It's like 2 o'clock in the damn morning, and I am wide awake. I have so much damn energy. It is ridiculous right now. I swear, I just want to turn on the TV and do a workout. I really do. This is amazing. And this is only day one with approximately 1 ounce. 1 ounce of elixir. And I still have no antagonizing back pain, the kind that has been bothering me for the longest, to where I can't even sit still. I'm sitting here totally relaxed. I'm totally comfortable. There's no pain up and down my back as usual. And my spirits are high. My spirits are up, and I'm just overjoyed. And I just want to say thank you, Dave Murphy. If it wasn't for you, I would have never.
Oh, what just happened there?
Gotten to this point of the elixir of life. So thank you. I'm just ready to wind down so I can sleep.
Did you actually hear that? Did that come across okay?
Yeah, it came out a bit low, but yeah.
Okay.
We did hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Until
I think
the thing came over.
Okay, I think I've got another one to show you. So let's see that. Oh, sorry. This is the pictures of before and after. So yeah, 1 ounce for 30 days. Hopefully you can see you can see that there's a difference. She saw that there was a difference. She was kind of amazed. Is that coming out all right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, hopefully there's another video to play. Hopefully that's loud enough for it.
Oh, hey Dave, I'm just sending you a message to say that I tried the pea-soaked rag on my
very
neck
low
and shoulder. And
you can hear it, but it's very low.
Thanks so much for that bit of advice. And then my next question is, do you use it on your face? Because then I want to try it for, I'm going to start incorporating it into my daily routine, because if it's good for like breakouts, dry skin, eczema, blemishes, whatever else, aging, then that's something that I'm all about. So yeah, let me know if you do. It doesn't matter if you don't let me know, because I'm going to try it anyway. But yeah, if you've got any advice.
Right. If you couldn't hear it, she tried because she had a really terrible pain in her neck, it was, and shoulders, and it wasn't going away no matter what she did. I think she had it for a long time, and she put the urine pack on her neck and shoulder, and it went away. And she couldn't believe it. So yeah. I hope you guys are still there, because I can't see anything right now. Okay, good. Right, so the only thing you've got to be aware of is what we call the healing crisis. Right, so what will happen is, once you start, this detox, which is what the urine therapy is actually doing. Once you start it, your body will start to dump toxins, and they're going to cause symptoms on the way out. Okay. I can't tell you what those symptoms will be, because they'll be personal to you. Normally it's something, because the toxins will come out through the path of least resistance. So it will probably be something that you're used to, like an old injury might flare up, or you might have if you had asthma, you might have an asthma attack, or whatever. It could be headaches, nausea, or even bad breath. Yeah, but something's going to happen. And normally, when people aren't aware of the healing crisis, they usually panic, because they see that it's it looks like things have got worse, but they haven't. They actually, it's actually a sign that things are improving, because the toxins are actually coming out of you. Right. So normally it takes about 3 to 5 days. Sometimes it takes much longer. Sometimes it takes much less. Less time to happen, because everybody is different. So it's just for you to be aware that once you start, you may see some initial benefits that seem amazing, but then you'll get the healing crisis, and it will seem like things have gone backwards. Well, all you can do is grit your teeth and push through it. Yeah, because as I said, it'll only last a short amount of time, and once the toxins are out of you, then the healing can really begin. So that's pretty much it. But I'm going to go through some of the transformations of the people who've actually gone through this process. So this is actually me. So the picture on the left, the before picture, is the day that I went into that talk by it was a woman called Sylvia Chandler. Yeah, literally that day, and this is what I looked like. I was nearly 20 stone. That picture is only half of me. The other half is out of the picture there. So I was kind of in a bad way then. And the picture on the right is a year and 4 days into it. So this was the day that I mentioned that I noticed that all these things just stopped. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't a year and 4 days. It was a year and 30 days, because this was at the end of the 30-day fast. So yes, that was when literally the first day that everything had gone from me, from the weight to all the problems that I'd ever been suffering with. So that was my transformation. So I'm just going to go through a few people. I can't remember some of the illnesses that these people have had, but the point is they came to me with a specific illness, and they did a program that included urine therapy. There was a few other things, and we'll go through them in the alternative health, the body centric talk. But literally they'd healed themselves of the issue, but along the way they got younger, fitter, and stronger. Yeah, so maybe you can see the difference in this lady. This lady, I can't remember what it was she came to me with, but when she'd finished, she was, every time she went out with her son, her teenage son, everybody was asking if it was his new girlfriend. So she was really, really happy. So some of these, again, you're probably not going to see very much of a difference, but every one of these people came to me saying that the difference was amazing after a very short time. Oh, and this guy had, I think it was type 2 diabetes. He literally got rid of the diabetes, and this is what he looked like after 3 months. So again, very powerful stuff. Now, this lady came to me. She said, "I've just turned 60 years old. I'm feeling really old and tired. Is there anything I can do?" So I put her on a program, and this picture is 3 months down the line. So she was quite pleased with that. Now again, I've forgotten what she was doing, but yes, she also, this woman also gave me almost like a time lapse. So she took a picture every couple of weeks, and I don't think I've got that, but I think this was over the course of a year that this transformation happened. This is another 3 months, and this is another type 2 diabetes. Yeah, so again, 3 months worth. This guy basically just he was on a urine therapy group with me, and he decided to just wash his body with it, and this is. And I can't remember what the amount of time was, but yeah, these were the results. Now, technically, I didn't help this lady. She's been on urine therapy for about 11 or 12 years at this point. And in the second picture, the after picture, she is 44 in that picture. But when she came to London and I met her, I mean, you wouldn't know that you weren't in the presence of a 16-year-old. It was quite amazing. All right, this is actually my mum. So when she started, the before picture. She's actually in a wheelchair. She'd been in a wheelchair for 10 years. She had a crumbling spine. The doctors were gonna fuse the vertebrae together, because they said that the vertebrae were crumbling, and if she didn't, she'd be paralyzed, but my mum didn't want them to fuse it. So she said she took the pain instead. And she said she was in terrible pain every single day. She was riddled with arthritis. She had digestive problems. She had extremely high blood pressure. The after picture is after 18 months. Right, she's out of the wheelchair at this point. She's walking around like my sister. Her digestive problems disappeared. Her arthritis disappeared, and she kind of looked 20 years younger. And this is a picture taken 3 years down the line. So yeah, she looked like 30 years younger. Now, last time I was in St. Lucia, or I think it was the time before actually. She was having an extension put in a house, and the guys, the workmen, didn't show up one day, and we really needed some of the earth moved from under the house. So me and her basically were shoveling earth into a wheelbarrow and taking it like 200 yards down the road. And I was barely keeping up with her, and she's like 78 this year. Yeah. So she's got plenty of energy, and literally I've got my mum back. Yeah. So that's it. I've got a book. It's called the Human Body Owners Workshop Manual, and literally it goes through this and other things in detail, and basically shows you how to operate your universe, because you have a direct effect on the universe around you. But none of us have been taught how to do that. So I teach you. So basically that's it. I've got a website you can go to. It's allegedlydave.com. You can also email me at dave@allegedlydave.com, or there's my phone number if you need it. So yeah, if you, as I said, I help people for free. So if you know anyone who's sick, or if you're sick yourself, just give me a shout. And what I do is I will put together a program for you, especially for you, to get you over the problems you've got, and you'll find along the way you'll be younger, fitter, and stronger at the end of it. So that's it.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Has anybody got any questions? Well, I've got a question actually. You said that you had the urine, you did the 30-day urine fast. Was this after a year of taking urine?
Yes, it was literally a year to the day almost. Yeah, so my body was used to drinking it at that point, so it wasn't that hard to get into it.
Okay. So you advise really to get your body used to taking the urine on a regular basis before going into like a 30-day fast?
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, the body doesn't like shocks. Yeah. So I always think it's better to ease the body into whatever you want to do. So if you really, really want to do a fast, then I would start with, maybe a week or two of urine therapy to get used to it, and then launch into the fast.
Anne Marie, you have a
Hello.
question? Hi.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it good for, obviously you did your toothache and knee pain?
Right. I'm glad you asked about toothache. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, it will take the pain away. And if you've got, gum problems, again, the pain will go away and it will start to heal the gum problems. Now, somebody actually asked me if urine therapy will remineralize your teeth. And I said yes, because people have said that it does. Now, I have to tell you a little story, okay? When I was 8 years old, I had my very first fight. And it's, when you see two 8-year-olds fighting, it's like a comedy show. I swung at the guy, missed him, and fell forward, and I bit the concrete, okay? And I chipped my tooth. So my front tooth literally had a step in it, and it was sharp. Yeah, so for years and years afterwards, my tongue would automatically go to that sharp bit and prod at it. Yeah. So when that person asked me about remineralizing your teeth, I said yes, it does, and immediately my tongue went to my front tooth, and realized that the step that had been there since I was 8 years old had gone. Now your teeth don't grow naturally, but normally, your teeth don't grow, or you don't get to find out if your teeth grow, because normally if you've got this kind of imperfection, you go to the dentist and they do something to it, so you don't know that it can grow back. But literally, that step in my tooth has grown back. Yeah. So yes, it's very powerful for teeth as well.
And what about knee pain?
Knee pain, again, use a urine pack on that knee. And
Okay.
again, if you've got pain in that knee, then you'll find within about 10 minutes the pain will go. If you keep doing the urine pack, right, that knee will start to repair itself.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks. I did try it actually. But I didn't keep it up because
But you survived, didn't you?
sorry.
You survived, didn't you?
Yes. I mean, some days it's actually really, really painful, and I'm walking sometimes like a penguin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to keep on doing it actually because I stopped after a while.
Right.
Well, I wanted to ask you. I hope you're not offended because I know you and your mum used it. Do a lot of the people you showed were absolutely amazing. But do a lot of black people come to you as well?
Yeah, they do. Well, the thing is, when I told my mum what I was doing, I was a bit nervous about telling my mum what I was doing. When I finally did, she said, yeah, my dad used to make us do it when we were kids. So for some black people, it's not too much of a stretch.
Okay. Yeah, your mum looks amazing. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. Terhas, have I pronounced your name correctly? You're muted.
Once you do the urine fasting, you suggested that you do the therapy first and then you do the fasting. So you don't do it all the time. It's you do the 30 days and that's it. Or do you get do you drink whatever amount every morning or whatever?
Yeah, well, I drink, every single day. These days, I'm not that regularly, so I drink sort of maybe once, maybe twice. Oh, she disappeared.
She's there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I do the fast really just to supercharge whatever I'm trying to do. So when I was doing the urine therapy for that first year, I still had problems. Problems were going away nice and slowly, but I did the fast and they just disappeared almost overnight. And sometimes right now, because I've got lockdown fat, because eating crap, I've got lockdown fat. I've just started a fast. Yeah. So I'll probably go for a couple of weeks and see where if I feel like going for the full month. But yeah, a fast I do, sporadically, every now and again. But I drink urine, once or twice a day, just as a matter of course.
So, I mean, like for somebody like me who is a diabetic and with high cholesterol and other health issues, if I were to start the fasting, do you advise the therapy and then I go fasting first?
Again, I would advise you start with urine therapy because straight away, if you start with urine therapy, basic urine therapy, your healing crisis will be less severe, should we say? Yeah, you'll experience a healing crisis, but it will be it'll be as kind of mild compared to doing a urine fast, where literally it will come at you like a ton of bricks. Yeah, so again, I tell people to ease your body into whatever you're doing. So yeah, I'd advise you start urine therapy first, do it for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and then start a fast.
And then when you are fasting, you eat food as well, or you don't eat? You just drink that?
No food, just liquid. So distilled water and urine.
Okay, I will try and get in touch with you because I have a problem with my urine. I'm a kind of person who gets easily infections, so I'm usually on antibiotics in order to get rid of my infection, and I'm so Even tomorrow, I have an appointment to do this urodynamics because they that I have to do operation on my bladder. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be examined properly first. This infection. So I don't know whether it's a good idea to drink my urine when it's infected, if you see what I mean.
Okay, well, as I said, your urine will not be infected. If your body is infected, what you'll detect, what doctors detect in the urine is not infection, it's the body's response to infection. So they're not looking for infected cells or anything when they do a urine test. They're looking for the presence of white blood cells. Yeah. So that's the thing. People think they test urine for infections or for waste or whatever. No, they're testing for the response, the body's response to those things, not the things themselves. So yes, get in touch with me and I'll see what I can do to help.
Okay, thank you so much. It was very interesting.
Glad you liked it.
Okay, I see. And Julia?
Oh, hi, Dave Murphy.
Hello.
Hi, Auntie Jean.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. I would just like to say thank you so much for this Zoom meeting. I'm so in awe of you all. I have listened to you, I think 8 years ago, Dave, and you was talking about the urine therapy, and you told me about your time on your 30-day challenge. I think another guy was trying to do it with you, but I don't know if he actually done it. But I've been taking urine as well since I've seen your program for about 8 years now, and I'd just like to say thank you so much, because now myself and my husband both do it. He's more regular at doing it every day. We do our teeth, our face. I've stepped on old rusty nail, and I'm saying I don't put my trust anymore in the doctors, because when I was at the doctors, all they were giving me was blood pressure tablets, this tablet, and they said I had to stay on it for my life. But since I've been doing the urine, I stepped on this nail in the garden, went through my slippers. First off, the first thing I did was go upstairs and pee on it, soak my foot in it, and then the pain went. That was the first thing. And then over time, I done because I've heard you talk about it before, where you do the wrap. You wrap it up in something, and then you go to bed with it in cling film. So that's what I done. And during the day, because I work from home, so I was able to rest my foot in a bowl of urine. When I woke up, it must have been about a month later, and I took the bandage off my foot. There was this massive, big, I don't know what it was. It looked like a worm, a white worm. It was, and I'm thinking, where did that come from? It came out of my foot, and then once that happened, my foot just healed up.
Yeah.
So it is amazing.
Yeah. I can't explain this enough to people, because people have this knee-jerk reaction to we, because that's what's been programmed into them. Yeah. And the 2 videos that I showed were people who are absolutely resistant to doing it, but when they actually did it, they were like, wow, and I've got lots and lots of messages from people who basically say, thank you for making me drink my piss, Yeah,
thank you. We both do it, and it's lovely. The thing is, it's I was on blood pressure tablets. I'm on nothing now. I just use the urine, and I'm 64. My skin is nice. My face looks amazing. Well, I don't know. Yeah, they say to me that I look a lot younger than I actually am. I feel very fit as well. I done it along with going vegetarian, and I found that because obviously when you drink your urine, what you eat affects the taste. So
Yes, it does.
I'm doing vegetarian now, so my urine is like more like very, very clear. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like water.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have it a lot of times, it becomes water.
Well, you know what? If you were to change your diet to, and I know it's crap in this country, but if you were to change your diet to fruit, mainly, yeah. What you'll find that, just like you're saying, it's your urine is cleaner and like warm water, yeah. But not wishing to sound all rude and everything, but okay, I usually spend 6 months in St. Lucia. And when I'm there, all I eat is the fruit that comes off the trees in the garden. Okay. And it's delicious and it's wonderful. But what I noticed was that, so I have a room in St. Lucia. I've got my bedroom and the toilet is next to it. So it's my toilet basically. And we had visitors. So I gave up my room. And I slept. I actually slept on the balcony, but I gave up my room, and so these visitors were using the toilet, and they were only there for 2 weeks, and they used up, I think, three rolls of toilet paper in the 3 weeks they were there. Yeah, and me on my fruit diet, I noticed that every time I wiped my bum, there was nothing on the paper. Literally, I'd use like 2 sheets of paper. There was nothing on the paper.
Down.
Yeah. So this is the point. We've got no use. We've got no use. Yeah, we've got no use for toilet paper because literally, if you're on a right diet, you don't need it.
Yeah, well, you never see dogs using it, do you, or cats?
No. But and because what happens is it's like. The consistency of it is such that it goes through your body, right? Because inside your tract is mucus that allows it to go through, and literally it just easily goes through your body and out, right? And literally, and the other thing, it didn't smell either. It didn't smell like crap. It was a different experience. And my whole 6 months there, I barely used a roll of toilet paper.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, that's where I noticed it because, I realized that these visitors who were eating just regular stuff, right? Yeah. Their stuff, again, they had to use lots of toilet paper. But on a fruit diet, not only, because I spent 6 months in this country. And I tend not to look after myself because I'm out and about helping other people. I ended up eating what they eat. But then I've got 6 months in St. Lucia and I'm eating fruit alone, fruit and urine and distilled water. That's it. And I come back in the best shape of my life. And then I go downhill while I'm here. Yeah, so I'm saying if you change your diet to mainly fruit, you'll see an even better effect.
Yeah, thank you. I'd just like to say before I go, I am actually in St. Lucia. I was down by the river one day cleaning out the river with my hands, didn't put any gloves on or anything, and and I got stung by a massive big spider. It was black and red.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was very hairy. And one of the first things I done, I didn't care who was near me, pulled down my knickers and I peed on my hand. And then I left it there because I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't want to go to the hospital or anything. I was in the country, so there's no way I could find any local doctors or anything, which I don't trust any doctors anyhow, but it done the trick. It cleared it up. I didn't suffer any effects or anything. I just used that straight away as my defense.
So now, you should, or everyone listening should start getting the sense that you don't need anything from this system. Yeah,
No.
you shouldn't have any fear of a lack of food or lack of water or lack of medicine. Yeah, or lack of a doctor. Yeah, because you're your own doctor. You've got your own water supply with you. Yeah, when you're drinking it, right, you lose the appetite for food. You know, you literally. So you're self-contained. You're not dependent on anybody. Yeah. So just sorry, quick question. Whereabouts in St. Lucia are you?
T. Roche in what's it?
Oh,
South.
near Miku. Oh, okay.
South, yeah. Miku.
Oh,
Miku.
we'll have to.
Miku.
If I ever get to, because that's near where my mum is actually. If I ever get back there, then I'll have to meet up somewhere.
Yeah, come pay me a visit. I would love that. Really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now, because of my experience, I'm telling my family about it. Even my uncle knew about it because he said the same thing. They used to make them drink their urine when they were children, but they didn't explain why. So they didn't carry on until they were in the adults.
That's what my mum.
I speak to a lot of elders, and they tell me the same thing over here. So I'm trying to reintroduce it. And my cousin recently fell over, head on the bike. All her face grazed, her arm grazed, everything. And I told her, do the urine, put the urine on there, and she did, and it's helped her face heal so much quickly.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. My mum said her dad made them do it when they were kids, but never said why. And as soon as they got away from them, they said, "I ain't doing that again." Yeah. So yeah, Perhaps you should get in touch with me and I'll put you in touch with my mum.
Okay, yeah, that'd be lovely. I'd love to spend time with her. She looks so amazing.
Yeah.
Lovely to hear her story.
Mm.
And that's amazing, Julia, because I think you said that it's a black and red spider, yeah? It's supposed to be poisonous, isn't they?
Oh, she gone.
Yeah? Oh, she gone?
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. It was at least about 5 inches big. It was a very big fat one. I wish I took a picture of it, but I was so concentrated on my hand, I didn't have time to think of taking pictures of the spider.
But black and red is usually like poison, isn't it? It's you know, so they're warning. The colours are warnings.
Yes.
I'm worried now. I'm worried now because I didn't think there was anything like poisonous spiders there.
Oh wow, that is truly amazing. That is truly amazing, because I wanted to ask the same question about what Tahars did mention about taking chemicals, pharmaceuticals, also because you know that people who drink, their urine is very kind of strong, and you know, would you advise them, or would you advise them to say probably lessen with the drinking, the alcohol? Would it make a difference to what, as I said, you put in your body?
Right. Okay. Well, alcohol's a poison. Okay. So there is absolutely no point in starting urine therapy while you're still taking in poison. What's the point? Yes. You know, it's just the same as people who get ill because they're drinking alcohol or you know, poison. They poison themselves. Get them back to good health so they can go back to poisoning themselves. You know, it's you've got to take it in the whole thing in context. No, it's not going to do you very much good. It can help you if you're addicted to the poison. You know, you're addicted to alcohol, then you know what, it can help you in that respect. Yeah, it'll help you get over the addiction. But you know, if people come to me saying I need help and you find that they're still smoking and drinking, then I'm going to say, well, you're going to have to stop taking in the poison, you know, if you want to heal yourself.
Are you talking about somebody who drinks and smokes regularly, or somebody who does it occasionally? Or doesn't matter? You should just stop completely.
if you drink, very occasionally and not to excess, I mean, yeah, your body can handle that. Yeah. But if you're a regular drinker, then you know what, you're poisoning yourself. It's going to happen. So yeah, the consistency of your urine changes depending on what you eat. Yeah, it even changes depending on what your mood is. Yeah, so if you get angry, your anger is essentially a certain mix of chemicals that your body's producing. Yeah, and the excess of those chemicals go into your urine. So literally, you'll be able to taste your anger or taste your fear or whatever, because those chemicals will be in your urine.
And would you advise, would that be good or not good? Because if you've been angry or upset or something's upset you, would you be advised not to take urine when you're in that kind of a mood?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it was well, we got this idea because there was a woman who was been doing it for a long time, and so she got used to the taste of it, and then she was just about to collect the wee, and she got a phone call, and on the phone call she got she had a heated conversation, ended up slamming the phone down. She collected a wee, tasted it. It was like, oh my, what's that? We think it's where the phrase "pissed off" comes from, because literally it was she could tell that that strong emotion equated to the taste.
So that goes back to the theory, because our body is mostly water. And
yes.
If you talk good or bad to the water, it has an effect.
Well, in this case, it's okay. What we feel as emotion is essentially a collection of chemicals that your body produces to do certain things in your body to get you ready for the consequences of that emotion. Yeah. So let's say you're crossing the road looking at your phone, and all of a sudden you hear a car horn. Right, your body is going to realize what's going on, and it's going to certain chemicals are going to be shot out of your body or spread around your body to do things like draw the blood from your core to your limbs to get ready to run. It will shut down your immune system, shut down your higher brain functions, do all the things to get you ready for dealing with the fact you're in the middle of the road and the car's coming. Yeah. So yeah, it's a certain mix of chemicals that we feel those chemicals as fear. Yeah. So again, the excess of those chemicals will end up in your bladder and so on.
Yes.
Yeah, just a quick one, Dave. Yeah, when you said it can cure cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, somebody that's taken that's on, I thought I had noise in the back.
Yeah, it's right. I'm in a public place. So.
I know, that's fine. You're all right. Yeah. So if somebody's having chemotherapy already, that you wouldn't suggest that they drink their own urine then?
No, because chemotherapy is highly toxic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I never say cure cancer, because the word cure, the word cure doesn't mean what you think it means. So it actually means preserve.
Okay.
Again, like anything, all it will do is raise the body's level of health. Yeah. When there's only one disease, it's bad health. Yeah. And if you raise the body's level of health, all the symptoms will start to go away. Yeah. So literally, with somebody who had breast cancer, I got them to put one of the things I got them to do is put a urine pack on the site of the breast, and what happened was stuff started coming out of the breast onto the pad.
Right. So was this whilst there was on the chemo or not?
I actually got them to stop taking the.
Right. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. Okay.
So yes, the thing about chemo is that it literally only has a 4% success rate, and what it does, it poisons the cancer cells, but it has a more of an effect on healthy cells. So it more readily poisons healthy cells. And when you realize that a tumor is essentially cancerous cells that are surrounded by a large, thick jacket of healthy cells, basically to protect the body from it. Right. Well, when you sort of attack that with chemotherapy, you kill the cells, the jacket of cells around it, and you more often than not let the cancerous cells free. So literally, it's free to spread to the next site, but the tumor's gone because that healthy jacket of healthy cells forms the bulk of the tumor. Yeah. So now that tumor's gone, and the person thinks they're in remission. And again, you look at the word, remission means a temporary state of relief. Yeah, that's all it means. So people who say they're in remission and they think it's a good thing, it's literally a temporary state of relief. And every one of their treatments, whether it's chemotherapy, which, as I said, kills the healthy cells and lets the cancerous cells go free, or surgery, which again cuts open that tumor, lets the cancer cells out to spread, or radiotherapy, which again burns those healthy cells and lets the cancer out free. All of them put you in a state of remission, temporary state of relief, usually for about 5 years, which is why they only monitor people for 5 years. So if it comes back 5 years and 1 day, it's counted as a separate case. And the previous case has been healed or cured. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for that, Dave. Thank you.
You said that somebody, let's see, Patricia, I'll give you a minute. You said that somebody had put the urine pad over the cancerous site, and you said something came out. Do you know what came out?
It was the stuff that was being held in the tumor. It was literally the what they call the neoplastic cells, the cancer cells coming out of it. So yeah.
It literally comes out the pores of your skin.
Literally came out. Yes, she had a wound basically almost open up. Just literally putting this wet pad on it, this stuff just came out throughout the skin.
Sister Patricia?
Yeah, I was just wondering then, from what you just said about chemotherapy and radiotherapy, it may be better then for people to do the urine therapy when they are in remission, because then that would probably give them an opportunity to actually heal, the body to heal at that time, rather than when they're actually taking the radiotherapy and chemotherapy.
I agree. But most people take the word remission to mean cured. So they go about their normal life thinking everything's great.
Right.
Okay, so is that it?
Yeah, I think it's very useful. I mean, I'm not aware of urine being used as in this way previously, but from what you've said, obviously the body can heal itself using its own fluids.
Exactly. And that's what the body's designed to do. It's designed to keep you in the best of health, no matter what situation you find yourself in. and your body is doing, you know, the best it can under the circumstances that you're putting it in under. Yeah. And that's it. You know, it's designed to keep you healthy. And the problem is that this society tells you to do exactly the opposite of what your body wants to do. That's where we get into trouble.
You're encouraged to rely on people in white coats or hospitals.
Yes, who will poison you. Yeah. So, you know, you look at the word pharmaceutical comes from a Greek word, pharmakia, which means to poisoning and sorcery. Right. So, and I often say the word doctor. Well, you just have to look at the word. What happens when you doctor a document? You falsify it.
Yeah.
You falsify it because a document's supposed to be a true, accurate statement of affairs. So if you doctor it, you falsify it.
Yeah.
What happens when you doctor food? You poison it.
Yeah.
So, you know, was a doctor, lying poisoner.
I always think about the fact that I was born in the Caribbean, and I always think, well, we were miles away from any hospital or you know, we couldn't really afford medical treatment, but there were things that were used, you know, herbs used as remedies for certain ailments. And I would imagine urine would have been, you know, one of those things.
Yes, it was. Even in the UK, it was used up until 1940, when doctors, dentists, and opticians were told by whatever health authority that not to use it anymore because they wanted the pharmaceuticals to come in.
Yeah, yeah. The whole aim is for pharmaceuticals to take control of everybody.
Exactly.
And on fibroids, somebody's put on fibroids. Urine helps with fibroids?
Yes, but I would I would do a whole I think the best thing would be to listen to the body centric health talk, because as I said, this one was just one small piece of a larger approach. So specific things might be best to wait for the next one, whenever that is. I can't remember when that is, but
okay, so that would be the body-centric health talk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We took a date on that. Therese?
Yeah, you didn't say anything about storage. You didn't say that one can put it in the fridge. Can you put it in the fridge?
Yes, but it's better if you just leave it at room temperature. Yeah. I've just got my bottle in a storage, not storage compartment. It's like on a shelf in my bathroom. That's it. Yeah.
Cool place. It has to be in a cool place. Or?
Yeah, sort of cool room temperature. You know, not. I wouldn't put it directly in the sun or anything, but yeah, just somewhere kind of out of the way.
And the other thing I wanted to add is that, you know, in Nigeria, in some place, some of the researchers discovered that they actually collect urine, not for health, but for renewable energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because yes, it's I've seen that as well. I think it was some children who came up with like a device. Yes. It's an electrolyte, so yes, you can use it to generate power.
Yeah. So, well, in places like for country like mine, maybe we should have a storage of urine. Then people store their urine and to use it for health purposes and you know, like for energy and all this. Why do we waste our urine?
Well, because of you know, this is the world run by corporations, so you know, they will make you throw away assets. In this country, in England, When you were poor, right, you could because it was so useful, you could always sell your urine. So that's why people would be called piss poor.
Okay.
Yeah. And when you're even so poor that you couldn't sell it, you would say that people would say you haven't even got a pot to piss in.
Right.
That's where it came from, because it was so useful that people could sell it if they had nothing else to sell.
Yeah.
Wow. What country are you in, Tehes?
I'm from Eritrea.
Eritrea.
Ethiopia. Yeah, both. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, the population in Ethiopia is so if we can basically live on our urine, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes. Well, there's a famine coming, a worldwide famine. If you're going to the shops every week, you should be starting to notice it. Yeah, that prices are creeping up, well, quite quickly now. And products are getting smaller and smaller, but the price is staying the same. Yeah, so we're kind of heading into a famine, and those who don't know that they can actually live on their own without anything will be in a better position than everybody else who are going to struggle.
It's a bit cold, let me know.
Right.
Any idea how long the famine's going to last?
The famine will last as long as they need to get everybody to be so frightened that they'll do whatever they can for the government to end it. Yeah, so they're going to do it to get people to give up their rights, give up their property, and give over their arms for the vaccination. But there is one demographic of people around the world who aren't getting that vaccination. Yeah, but I think we're leaving this place anyway before any of that happens.
Leaving this place in how?
Exodus.
Okay.
I'll say don't fear what's coming.
And that's what we need to do. If we're going to do something, we all need to go as one great big body.
And we will. And it won't be just from this country, it'll be from all countries.
Okay. Okay. You're saying about the plasma.
Oh.
Tell me more about the plasma, because I didn't realize that it was urine based. And that the hospital, is this sort of like part of recycling? Because some people, they're sick in bed and they've got the bag and it takes the urine from them. Do they actually take that urine from the sick patients and recycle it, so to speak, and it can end up as plasma for somebody else?
I don't know, actually. I don't know what they do in those hospitals, but I do know, somebody told me the other day that they were treating, in a hospital, they were treating this child with, I can't remember what with, but as a last resort, they used what they called plasma therapy.
Oh.
Yes. So the plasma is urine, so they used urine therapy. Yeah. So, but again, the medical system don't want you to know that urine has any benefit whatsoever. Yeah. So they're going to hide it. It's literally the most medically researched substance ever, but they don't want you to know that it is.
Because it's free and everybody's got it.
Exactly. And it's something that never runs out.
Right.
So the urine is without the red blood cells, is it?
Yes, it's the blood plasma. It's the blood, what's in the bloodstream apart from the red blood cells.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, is that it?
Wow.
Any questions?
Has anybody got any questions? Any more questions?
No, I think I will ask him.
I've just got one question.
Yes, yeah.
The meeting's so interesting. I wish you could go on forever a bit more, but never mind. The question is, I see you're recording it. Are you recording it so that you can let it out at a later date, or
Yes,
is there
I'll
any way that we
I'll
can
be
get
putting it
that?
up on YouTube.
Oh, right. Oh, so we don't need to buy it. You can go on YouTube and
Yeah,
find
you
it.
go on YouTube and you'll be able to catch it on the Auntie Jean Zone channel on YouTube.
Excellent. Excellent.
And
Thank
plus
you
it's
so
going
much.
out on Facebook as well, so you'll be able to do, you know, a rewind on Facebook.
Lovely.
Straight
Thank
away.
you. Thanks. Bless you.
Okay, Josephine.
Thanks. Very interesting talk, Dave. Especially your reference to the nicknames around, you know, piss poor, not even a pot piss. Quite amusing, I think. Look, the reason why I decided to ask the question is, you know, you just mentioned about worldwide famine coming up, and how it's going to affect us. Could you give us some sort of update, perhaps on another occasion, current affairs, how you see things happening? Could you do something like that?
I guess I could, but you know, you're gonna notice it now. If you're now aware that it's coming, right, you're gonna start to notice when you know, you go to the shops one week and you spend a certain amount, and then the following week you go and get pretty much the same stuff, and it's, you know, maybe a third more than before. You're going to start to notice that there's something going on. I did do a video on my channel called Prophecy and Judgment, and I talk about what I think is going to happen in the next
what channel is that, on your website or something?
It's on my YouTube channel, which is
you've got YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, it's D-Murphy25.
On that channel, do you say anything about, you know, the European Jews? They talk about this third temple. When you say prophecy and judgment, has it got something to do with that?
No, because they're never going to build a third temple. It's not going to happen. Not only because they're not the people, also because they're not even in the real Jerusalem. Yeah, that's not the Jerusalem. It's actually in a place south of there called Tel Arad. So no, that's never going to happen. The prophecy and judgment is basically looking at the signs in the sky that were seen, and what they mean, and how it relates to the 400 years of slavery and affliction that our people have are just coming out of.
And is the channel on YouTube, is that called Allegedly Dave as well?
No, it's D-Murphy25. So D-M-U-R-P-H-Y 25. But if you put Allegedly Dave in there, you'll find that channel.
All right, thanks a lot. Very interesting. You're one of the few people I've ever addressed that matter of the third temple who's ever given me any response at all as to information on it. So I think that's quite interesting. I'm going to watch your prophecy and judgment, and then if I have a question about that third temple, I might come back to you.
Yeah, well, you can find my email address and everything from my site, and you can get in touch with me. It's got my phone number and everything on there. So yeah, feel free.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Two more questions from me. No, somebody else got a question?
No, I have
Emma.
no question.
Hi, Emma.
I don't have a question, but I'm sitting here with my jaw, you know, I picked it up fairly slowly. Miracle. It's if I was going to ask a question beyond cataracts and glaucoma, Because using the urine to, you know, wash the eyes.
Wash the eyes with it, but I would also make sure you get a water distiller and drink at least 4 liters of water a day, of distilled water a day, because cataracts and glaucoma is essentially inorganic minerals that are collecting in your eyes, and distilled water dissolves and washes that stuff out of you.
Thank you.
So you do that alongside as washing your eyes with the urine. And how often would you wash your eyes with the urine?
I would do it every morning, you know, as part of your morning routine.
Yeah, I've been doing it for the last 2 months.
Right, have you got water distiller?
I've just bought one and I've yet to set it up. So now I know I have.
Yeah. Drink a lot of distilled water. Try and get 4 liters a day if you can.
Okay. Right, folks, you heard that. So if I don't come out, it's because I'm running to the place every day.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. That was one of the questions I was going to ask. The other one is about the vintage urine. And you said to use it topically. What is it good for?
Anything on the skin, you know, cuts, burns, grazes, rashes, you know, inflammation, anything, even if it's pain under the skin, anything topical. So just use it, either massage it into the area or use it in a urine pack. It's again very powerful for external things. People do use it for drinking it, but again, I haven't found a need for it. The other thing is a urine enema. If you do it with aged urine, it's should we say, a far more intense experience. Yeah. So.
Okay. So when you say age, how old does it need to be?
Well, anything above 8 days is technically aged. But, as I said, I've got 10-year-old stuff, and as long as you're alive, it stays alive.
Well, yeah, because everybody else will throw it away when you pass, wouldn't they?
Yes. But, if you die, that your urine's going to die as well. The cells in it will die. But as long as you're still alive, those things are going to stay alive and keep multiplying.
Okay. And that's the vintage you're talking about?
Yeah.
In the bottles. Okay.
Yeah.
It gives a whole new meaning to what the quantum physics is telling us now.
Yes, it is. Yes, and it's been proved that you take a cell out of your body, keep it in a petri dish or whatever, and have it 100 miles away from you. If you get affected by something, it responds just like it was still connected to you.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a book called The Secret Life of Your Cells. It talks all about it.
Okay. So I get what you mean now when you said it's alive as long as you're alive.
Yeah.
So there's a connection.
They're using Henrietta Lacks cells, isn't they?
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep.
Who's the author of the book, The Secret Life of Cells?
I can't remember. It's the same guy who did the Secret Life of Plants.
Okay.
Absolutely brilliant. Anybody got any last questions before we wrap up? No, everybody's kind of gone quiet. I think they're digesting it all.
Okay. Cool. So I guess till next time.
Yes, absolutely brilliant. Oh, Andrew, you've unmuted. Do you have a question, or is that just an accident?
Someone I know, they've got sickle cell. Would that work for anyone with sickle cell? Can it, like, they've got sickle cell, and their son's got some skin problems, and I saw his skin the other day, and it was really terrible, man. I said, boy, man, that needs to be scanned and see what's going on in your body. But I don't know if this can do anything. You know, I don't know.
Well, get them to contact me, and what I'll do is send them a whole bunch of questions to answer, and depending on what questions, I'll write up a plan, based on their answers.
I was going to make them call you anyway. I'll mention it. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice one, bro. Thanks for that.
Right. No problem.
Okay. Anybody else? Quiet. You have to unmute yourself, Tahers. You're muted.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of diet do you have apart from like when you are in 6 months in St. Lucia, you eat fruit, but do you eat like fish or rice?
I don't eat meat. I do get fruit, but the fruit in this country is horrible. So I eat mangoes and bananas and stuff, but just lately I've eaten a lot of crap, so crappy foods. But yeah, usually fruit. Usually fruit more than anything. One thing I've been eating lately is because I was eating for the Passover. I was making sort of flatbread wraps with coriander and avocado and tomato and rocket and that, and I've been eating them ever since. But that fruit basically.
What about veg? You eat lots of veg?
Not much. More fruit than veg. As I said, apart from the coriander and rocket wraps.
Okay. Very healthy.
Well, the wrap isn't, but the actual flatbread has got wheat in it, so it's not going to be that good. But what can you do?
Yeah.
All right. If that's it, then I guess I'll head out.
Well, just one last question in terms of your diet. You said that when you started the urine therapy, you was 20 stones.
Yeah.
So what's your weight now?
Oh, I don't know right now, but I went down to 11 and a half in 30 days, and I guess I must be maybe 12 and a half. Maybe possibly even 13, I don't know, but probably about 12 and a half now.
Okay, so because of the lockdown, you've increased your weight.
Yes. Yeah. Before November, I think I wasn't this big before November. I would have gone to St. Lucia in November and probably come back March, April, May time. Yeah. And I would have been back to 11 and a half by April, but I never got that chance.
Did you do any exercise, Dave?
Not an awful lot. It's not, you're not really meant to be doing exercise as such, apart from normal day-to-day life. So normally I don't do an awful lot of exercise, but these days I've got a wheel now. I've got an electric unicycle that I travel around on. So I don't even walk very much now. Yeah. So exercise isn't, despite what they say, this idea of doing exercise for exercise sake isn't really natural for the body, So your body doesn't actually need exercise beyond what you would normally do in day-to-day life.
So you see those people pounding the streets, doing their jogging, running around the park. It's not that necessary.
No, not that necessary. All they're doing is putting extra strain on their knees and whatever.
I see people say go run, and goes, no, my knees.
Yeah. Right. But if you have to run from a tiger, that's fine. But Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Dave, I think that is it from everybody else. Any other questions? Okay, I think that is it. Oh, Galactic Clyde.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just on the bus. I'm coming up on the bus. Yes, in terms of the urine, what I know growing up in terms of the urine.
I can't hear anything. Just.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
What I know about the urine growing up is that they use it as a protection from negative spirits. I don't know if you know about that, but they use it as a protection to ward off or to keep negative entities or energies away from the house, or as a protection.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's how in the Caribbean. That's what they do. That's one of the things that they would use. They would use it for, because I don't know if you come across. Creator Mutwa talks about when he was held down by an alien force on a table, and they were getting ready to operate on him, and he was so frightened that he peed, and the pee went on the alien being, and it was like it was like a gunshot to the person, to the alien species.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll see if I remember that. If I get attacked by aliens, to be on them.
Yeah, I know that they use it in the Caribbean as a means of
Okay. No, I didn't know anything about that.
They'll use it in the wash as well, in the bath water and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. I think last question from Dawn. I think you've unmuted, because I think that because David's in a public place, you might need to go. Dawn?
No, sorry, I was just typing in the chat. Thank you, Dave. Very informative discussion. It's used in Ayurvedic healing systems in India.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Right, thanks, everyone. And
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave, and hope we'll see you soon.
Okay. Yeah, till next time.
Until next
Okay.
time. Have a great
Right.
one.
Have a great one. I'm just going to play from Dave's website, the experts on the vaccines. I think you've got, ask the experts.
Mm.
So I'm going to play that for everybody.
And I'm gonna have to leave because I'm in a public space. So,
Dave, thank you so much. Thank you. And yes, we'll be back in touch with you for a date for the body what?
Body-centric health.
Body-centric health. I can't even read my own writing. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See you all. Take it easy, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
But you can't read my own writing. Anyway.
The moon is big like a ball out there, so make the best of it.
Say that again?
What's that?
The moon is big like a ball out there, so make the best of it.
Oh, the moon.
Was it a full moon tonight, Galactic?
Full.
Oh, wow. So I need to go out in it tonight then.
That's why weird things are happening. Okay. Thank you for that.
All right. I'm just going to play this before we wrap up completely.